welcome to the Film School. I'm Joe.
And I'm Chris.
And hey, right off the bat, we'd just like to say thank you to everyone who participated in our 100th subscriber Criterion giveaway, everybody who participated in the raffle. We really appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. We'd like to say another special congratulations to Frank, who was the winner of the Princess Bride Criterion Edition Blu-ray. And just so you guys know, once we get closer to like 200 subscribers, we're going to have another raffle, a 200 subscriber raffle. This time we're going to give away a hand-selected Arrow Films release. Tonight we're going to do our second episode in our what will probably be our ongoing Criterion collection. Because last month there was the Criterion collection sale at B&N and, 50% off, so we go a little crazy. So tonight we're just going to kind of share some of the titles that we both picked up this last November. So why don't you go ahead and start? See what you got. What's in your wallet?
What's in my wallet? Danny Boyle's Shallow Grave.
That is a good movie.
Classic. 94. Came out in 94. Ewan McGregor. Christopher Eccleston. If you haven't seen this movie, you need to. It's a good one.
It's the film before Trainspotting that Danny Boyle did. It's his debut. And yeah, that's one of my favorites, especially from the 90s.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Really good cinematography. Kind of Hitchcockian.
Samuel Fuller's 40 Guns.
I haven't seen that.
It's really cool. It's got Barbara Stanwyck in it, and she's kind of like the antagonist in it, but she's like a ranch owner that her sons are like fugitives, and if you guys don't know who Samuel Fuller is, he the big red one.
Big red one.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a Star Wars fan, you like Mark Hamill, and you want to see him do something really awesome, big red one.
Yeah. Came out 1980, I think.
80 or 81.
Yeah,
somewhere in there. Like 80, 81. I swear.
I believe that was his last. Was that his last movie?
No, he did White Dog after that.
Oh, White Dog. I forgot about White Dog.
Which also has a Criterion, but I'm still on the fence with that one.
But yeah, really cool. Shot in black. Beautiful black and white. It's a cool movie. Great movie.
This weird one.
Yeah. This French animated movie, Fantastic Planet. You haven't seen it? It's out there.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I'm glad to hear that they have the English track on there.
There's the English track on there, so if you don't like subtitles...
It's not that. It's animation. I'd rather just watch the animation.
Right.
I'm weird that way. Plus, after you get the voice cast of Cowboy Bebop, I mean...
It was released in 73, but yeah, I don't know, I like it.
Was it 73?
Yeah.
I thought it was later than that.
Nah, 73. I actually have the soundtrack on vinyl.
Dude,
it's
weird, huh? It's like a weird jazzy,
it's bizarre.
fusiony, jazz fusiony weirdness.
Right.
We have a stack here of movies that he and I both bought. Not together. This is my stack, but we bought the same damn movies during the same sale. Not at the same time either. It's kind of like, I picked this one up. Oh, yeah, I picked that one up too. Right?
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and start with what we got here?
So, 1984, George Orwell's book. It's a cool movie.
Very cool.
Yeah, and
Roger Deakins shot that thing.
Shot this. Yeah, if you don't know who Roger Deakins is, you better look him up.
Look him up. The man's got an eye. I'm telling you, and he's an Oscar winner.
Amazing cinematographer.
Yep. And this is one of his first movies, huh?
Yeah. He shot this year's 1917, which is going to be released on December 25th.
He won an Oscar for Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, and he was nominated for Skyfall, but did not win.
Ah, man.
He's been nominated a few times, but
yeah. He shot most of the Coen brothers. After Barry Sonnenfeld, he shot all of their films from Barton Fink all the way up through Hell Caesar, with the exception of Inside Llewyn Davis and the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. They got somebody else. I forget the guy's name, but he cinematographer for those two movies. But so
Bruno something.
Brilliant. And John Hurt.
Yeah,
really good performance by John Hurt. So I'll do this one. we both had to do the right thing. Yeah. Spike Lee's 30th anniversary, essentially. And the Criterion had this before on their DVD, which is why the Spine is catalog number still 97. Because like 2000 they released this, but they finally got it on Blu-ray. This is a beautiful package. I love the artwork in this thing, and the book that comes with it. And having not seen this movie in at least 25 years, it's weird how relevant.
Oh, it is. It's
both of these movies.
Social commentary, social commentary is relevant today as it was then, dude. It's
great cast too, man.
Danny Aiello just passed away too, so.
That's right.
You cocksucker. Rest in peace.
Dude, we both ended up picking up Norm Jewison's In the Heat of the Night. It's a great movie with Sidney Poitier and Rod Steiger, who won Best Supporting Actor. And this took Best Picture, right? 67?
67, yeah, won Best Picture. Yep.
That was quite a year, because who were they up against? Bonnie and Clyde. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, which also had Sidney Poitier.
Yeah.
And The Graduate. Yeah, that was a good year. Yep. This Criterion's cool because the artwork's done by Sean Phillips, who also did the artwork for the KL Studios Night Stalker and Night Strangler.
Oh, okay.
Darren McGavin.
Yeah.
And he also did Arrow's Dillinger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's and On the Waterfront for the Criterion Collection.
Oh, nice.
So he's done some cool movies, some good artwork, and I love it when they commission. So a lot of times they'll do photo collages, which are cool, but when they commission an artist that I'm aware of who does, multiple boutique releases, that's even better. Oh, and he did The Night of the Living Dead as well. Yeah, so it's the same guy who he did the Criterion Night of the Living Dead. His artwork's badass. You want to tell us about the next one?
Yeah, Clute. It's really cool. I guess it's kind of like a thriller, but
yeah.
Jane Fonda actually won the Academy Award for it. She plays a call girl in it.
Is it 71?
Yeah, 71. Alan J. Pakula, who did All the President's Men.
He did a lot of movies
Consenting
with Jane Fonda.
Adults.
Yeah. That's right, Consenting Adults. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I think he did Pelican Brief with Julie Roberts.
Pelican Briefcase.
Yeah. Anyway, really cool movie. Shot, did Haskell Wexler? Haskell
Wexler? Did he?
Oh, no, Gordon Willis shot this, who shot Godfather.
Oh, okay.
He shot The Godfather,
nice.
yeah. It was really well done. He shot it very well. So.
Really good role for Donald Pleasance, too.
Awesome.
Definitely. And, I mean, I think every one of these movies we're pulling out here, I don't think I have any regrets for any of the movies that I've ever bought from the Criterion Collection.
No, definitely not.
I wish I could say that for some of the other boutiques that we've picked up over the years, like Ninja 3, The Domination Scream Factory release. For Cyborg.
Cyborg.
We both ended up picking up Haskell Wexler's only movie that he directed. He's a cinematographer. He shot In the Heat of the Night. He shot one of the other movies that I'm going to pull out here, but this was his directorial debut, Medium Cool, and such a weird, cool movie with Robert Forster, the late Robert Forster, who just passed away. His final role was in El Camino, Breaking Bad movie. But this is like a breakout role for this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a cinema verite documentary style.
Yeah, was it 1969?
1969.
Yeah.
It's the year of Easy Rider. And it's the year of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. It's an interesting year, 1969. But this movie, really downbeat movie.
Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah, Midnight Cowboy, Best Picture.
And once the Academy Award that
also
year.
A Criterion. But you were saying earlier when we were talking about this movie, downbeat ending, right?
Oh my God, yeah. It's depressing.
It's very depressing.
They don't make depressing movies like that anymore.
Not really. Not in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Requiem for a Dream and The Ice Storm, but
yeah,
really depressing.
I mean, like nowadays, like today.
Yeah. Well, what's cool about this movie too is the way it culminates in the 1968 Democratic Convention in Chicago, where the riots broke out. Like, they weren't planning on that; it wasn't staged. They ended up filming. I watched the documentaries on here and the interviews with Haskell Wexler. They ended up just filming that, like, on the fly. So the characters are running around in this actual real situation in character and not breaking character. It's so fascinating, so bizarre. I don't know about you, but this is one of my all-time favorite films. This is a brand new release as of this week.
Yes. It's a great movie.
Or last week, I should say.
Vim Vendors.
Until the End of the World, the 4.5, nearly 5-hour director's cut. I was kind of hoping it would include the Warner Brothers, like the U.S. theatrical cut, just so you could show somebody in an afternoon. But that's fine. This is the definitive version, and I've already watched it since I picked it up because it's just one of my favorite movies. A soundtrack that I wish would come out on vinyl. I would buy that or find an original pressing.
I'm surprised they haven't done a reissue of that.
Who knows? You guys go out and buy enough of this, they might. I'm telling you, who's on the soundtrack? You got Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, U2, Depeche Mode, yeah. R.E.M., Elvis Costello, Lou Reed, Crime in the City Solution, Can, Jane Siberry, Patti Smith, Talking Heads. It's a phenomenal soundtrack. Elvis Presley, Julie Cruz. And I already watched the documentary on here with David Byrne and Vim Vendors talking about the soundtrack, and Vim Vendors basically talking about how he and David Lynch had an office together, and I think they were both in when they were both being pulled into Hollywood in the early 80s,
yeah.
And they discussed music and stuff, so they kind of knew each other, and that's how David Lynch, I'll produce that, and I know who can sing that song. And he got Julie Cruz, fresh from Twin Peaks, and they did a cover of an Elvis song that he just couldn't clear the rights to. And then he was able to clear the rights to, but thought the Julie Cruz version is even better. Let's put that in the movie as well. So it's really cool. And this one was shot by Robbie Mullen.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Also, this movie is really prophetic in a lot of ways. So at the time when it came out in 91, it's set in 1999, and some of their technological predictions are not far off, or they're actually very similar. Like all the cars have GPS, onboard computers with GPS tracking systems. They have search engines and have like basically the internet before. Very similar to how it is now.
Right.
They have flat panel LCD monitors. Board is just like other films that had flat panel monitors, but none that actually look like the TVs you see now. First movie to ever shoot with HD cameras, HD videotape. All the dream sequences and cam sequences are HD. So, just really brilliant, ahead of its time movie. Highly recommend it. And I know I just bought you already have this, though, right?
Yeah, I have that one. Yeah. It's great.
Lynch's,
David Cronenberg's Scanners.
This artwork is so cool. This packaging, though.
Yeah, very cool.
I'm just going to show you this image because, yeah. Brothers should be close, don't you think? You can't go wrong with some David Cronenberg. There's some other Cronenberg movies that I know you have Videodrome.
Yeah.
But do you have Naked Lunch?
I do have Naked Lunch.
Do you have Naked Lunch?
Yes.
See, I don't have either of those, which I'm going to pick up, but I know we both need The Brood.
Yeah, I need to pick up
I have The Brood on DVD, but horror classic from 1981 with
Michael Ironside.
Michael Ironside. I love that guy. I'll watch him in anything, even if it's a terrible movie like Watchers. I love that guy. Highlander 2. Terrible movie, but he's great. I picked up this
Top Gun.
What? He's in Top Gun? Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in forever, so what?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hashtag Top Gun Maverick, hashtag 2020.
Another new Criterion release this last month during the sale was John Sayles' film Matewan. I think this is like his fourth movie, because he'd already done Return of the Sasha 7, Passion Fruit, Brother from Another Planet, and then Matewan, which kind of started a short trend of him doing true stories, because after this he did 8 Men Out, which has John Cusack and Michael Rooker and
Lone Star with Matthew McConaughey,
yeah,
Chris Cooper,
and The Secret of Rowan Inish. Oh yeah, Chris Cooper's in this.
Yeah,
this is one of his early films.
Like his debut. I think, yeah.
Same thing with Mary McDonnell from Dances with Wolves.
Right. So
plus then James Earl Jones.
So Haskell Wexler, I think, won the Academy Award for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he won the Oscar for this. It's a really good movie. I actually never seen it before. Most of these other films I had seen. I'm sure you had seen most of them. I hadn't seen Medium Cool, but the rest and Clute. I hadn't seen Clute. So
James Earl Jones is in that too, right?
Mm-hmm. And this is based on a true story. You know, the Coal Wars. Check that out. Look up the Coal Wars in the 1920s during the Great Depression. Then moving right along, we're going to go back to the 80s. It's a little Lawrence Kasdan. A little love for Lawrence Kasdan here.
Big chill. Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote the screenplay to Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Last Crusade. Return of the Jedi. Oh, yeah. Don't forget. Force Awakens, and co-scripted that, and The Last Jedi, and probably the rise of
Eddie
Skywalker.
He directed a horror movie called Dreamcatcher.
Shut your mouth.
So
I actually just ended up watching that over the weekend again because I found it on Blu-ray. Jonesy. I actually enjoyed it more the second time around. I don't understand why everybody has a problem with it, but. But The Big Chill, I mean, this is a seminal like 80s dramedy. It's got, it's a cast of who's who, right? And it's got a great R&B soundtrack, which I have the vinyl soundtrack for that. It's definitely a 30-something movie, but an 80s 30-something movie because nobody who dresses like this. They all look older than they. But I mean, come on, look.
God, it's got
John Hurt,
everybody in it.
Jeff Goldblum,
Kevin Kline,
Tom
Berenger,
Glenn Close. Yeah, a lot of people in here. I'm going to cheat a little bit because some of the Mary Kay Place and Meg Tilly.
Jeff Goldblum's in it, isn't he? Too.
Yep.
Yep.
And this was after he did, or before he did Buckaroo Banzai. Oh yeah, and let's not forget Kevin Costner as the corpse of their friend. So like, yeah, that was Kevin Costner, and then he wound up being in Lawrence Kasdan's Silverado, which is the film he did after this, which is a very good movie, by the way. Silverado, very good. Well, I really enjoy this movie. I think if you haven't seen The Big Chill, you're probably younger than we are, but I definitely think you should check it out. In fact, I think all these films you should check out because the whole that was before my time thing just sounds silly. So real quick, just two more. You have this as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the America Lost and Found collection, BBS Studios. So we've got 7 films in this collection that is sort of a collaboration between directors Bob Rafelson, Jack Nicholson, Peter Bogdanovich, and who are the other directors involved? Let's find out here.
Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, definitely Dennis Hopper.
Yep.
But you also had Henry Giglone. And Jack's definitely, he's got a couple of the films that he directed in here. And it's basically this short-lived sort of American independent studio that lasted just through the late 60s to the early 70s. I think there's more films in their collection than this, but this is like, or maybe this is it, but this would be like the highlights. We've got Head, the Monkees movie, which is just one of my all-time favorite movies. I've been in love with this movie for 25 years. Easy Rider, can't go wrong with Easy Rider. 5 Easy Pieces, which is an amazing film. Drive, He Said, A Safe Place, The Last Picture Show, and The King of Marvin Gardens with Bruce Dern and Jack Nicholson. And that's, is it Bruce Dern? I think it is. Isn't it? Let's take a look. That's Bruce Dern. It's a Bob Rafelson movie. This collection is really cool. It comes with a nice book. It's a nice package design. Kind of has a drive-in movie theater feel to it. And then the very last is the ridiculously overpriced but super awesome Godzilla Showa-era films.
Go Godzilla!
1954 to 1975. 15 movies remastered with a boatload of special features and newly commissioned artwork from a ton of graphic designer and comic book artists. And it's got the remastered American versions of Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and King Kong vs. Godzilla. And as you can see here, this packaging, I still haven't opened it because this is my New Year's. This is what I'm doing over my New Year's break. Is I'm just going to binge me some Kaiju, some Godzilla, some King Kong, some Mothra. You know what? I will eat green eggs and ham in Tokyo with Godzilla and Rodan. So that was terrible. I apologize. But definitely worth getting during the sale because you don't really want to know what this retails at. I think this is the second most expensive collection that I've ever seen from the Criterion. That Ingmar Bergman collection is more expensive than this.
Is it?
And I think it's about 15 movies.
See, I haven't picked this one up yet. I'm not I mean, I like Godzilla, but I don't know if I like it enough to pay that kind of money.
Jet Jaguar. Come on, Jet Jaguars and Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. Yeah. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Yes, thank you. Please, always like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And
we need you guys. We really do. Appreciate you guys. So
tell us what you think too. If you bought any movies during the sale, if you have any of these movies, if you love Criterion, if you're like us and you just spend a lot of hard-earned money on these crazy awesome movies. Keep in mind we'll also be having an Arrow Part 2 thing coming up soon, as well as some other boutiques, right?
Yeah.
I think the Kyber crystals are indicating that it's time for us to call it a night. So we appreciate you.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
And that's a wrap.